cars. 11 of them derailed. A couple of them exploded. They are on fire. One of them possibly, some of them possibly carrying ammonia. We don't know if that's one of the cars that is on fire at this point. And this is affecting a lot of things, everything from Coda bus service to Rumpke trash pickup. Right, the trash pickup, Rumpke sent out a press release basically letting us know what's going on so we can pass that along to you. Fire officials evacuated Rumpke's facilities, this on Fields Avenue, just like with the Coda buses being affected by all of this. Thankfully, no Rumpke employees have been injured because of this. The service, though, is going to be delayed. So we'll get some more specifics for you on that, what kind of service is going to be delayed. But we're going to head to Lisa because she's been on the scene since it started. And Lisa, can you explain to us where are you right now and what are you seeing?
Well, sure. We're about a block away from the fairgrounds. We're at the parking lot of the McDonald's at Clara and 11th, and this is where a Coda bus was just stopped. They were called here to see if there were any evacuees who wanted to go over to the road center at the fairgrounds. They were not here, but at this point, Coda is just going to specific locations if they are called because 100 people have been evacuated. While we don't see evacuees, we are seeing people who are stuck here who can't get to work. George Krause, you are one of them. You work at Interior Supply. How did you end up here?
Well, I showed up I got a call at 4 o'clock this morning, a text message and a call that there was some activity down here. Showed up to work as normal. We get to work pretty early, and as I got off the freeway, saw the barricades and ended up here at McDonald's so we can convene and get a game plan together. We have about 25 employees that we need to make plans for, so here we are.
Where exactly is Interior Supply in relation to where the explosion took place?
I believe we're right at the train tracks. So I believe the mess is right in our backyard. So ours is the first business off the train tracks on 11th.
What have you been told so far, knowing that your business is right there?
Nothing. Who are we going to get information from? We're relying on you.
Yeah.
So at this point, we don't know how long it's going to take. So we've got a meeting room at a local Holiday Inn, and we're going to get together there as managers and figure out how we're going to deal with the rest of the day.
Yeah, and co-workers I see behind you, I saw you guys just do a powwow here about 3 minutes ago. What is the game plan?
That is the game plan. We're gonna meet at the hotel room and sit down and figure out how we're going to deal with the rest of the day. We have 7 other locations in Ohio that maybe we can service customers that way, but we have customers who need product, and here we are, we can't get to our office.
Right, so how is this going to impact business if you can't get back there until later on today?
It's not good. So there are people waiting for materials that we supply and only we can supply. So we're going to try to do that from other locations, whether that be from Dayton or Cincinnati or Cleveland. So we're going to get that together here in the next couple hours.
All right, George Krause, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And as you two have been saying, it is affecting a lot of things out here, and obviously it's affecting folks, businessmen right here who have to get into that evacuated area to complete their business. So reporting live, Lisa Rontala, Good Day Columbus.
Lisa, thanks so much. Of course, you talked briefly about Coda buses. We want to pass along to our viewers because obviously, we had that short strike for a while. They finally got service reestablished. Well, now, Coda operating at half capacity this morning. You talk about folks not being able to get to work, to get in. We spoke to a Coda official earlier this morning. They have a facility on Fields, 135 to 140 buses that they can't get to. So half of their fleet is out of commission today. We're told Coda operating on what's essentially like their weekend service. Coda employees that were trying to get to work this morning were rerouted over to their McKinley facility. We're told that Coda is working hard to take care of folks with medical conditions that need to get to medical appointments. They are working really hard to get those folks taken care of. But again, 135 to 140 buses out of that Fields facility for Coda, out of service this morning. And we want to talk about not just, the things affected by this, but the people, because it's really about the people. The train was from Chicago heading to Linwood, North Carolina. 2 employees, a conductor and an engineer, on board this train when it derailed around 2 this morning. Those 2 employees, thankfully not hurt.
So those 2 employees not injured in all of this. We have been told, though, one person, a railroad worker, it has been taken to OSU Maine with burns. Now we're told these burns are non-life-threatening, so this person is expected to survive, and they were transported to OSU in stable. So we're going to follow this, of course, keep you posted on anything else, but this person is at this point the only reported injury out of all of this. And the good thing is out of the 98 cars, the 11 derailed, but they were able to get some of those cars out and to safety. So the crew's working really quickly there. So I want to pass that along to you as well.
We're going to continue our team coverage now to ABC6 on your side. Reporter Dana J. also standing by for us this morning. Dana, if you could tell our viewers where you are and what's going on.
Pete, Carolyn, I'm on 5th Avenue near the intersection of 5th and Grant. We're between 71 and 670. I'm going to move out of the way so that we can zoom in and show you what we're seeing at this hour of the fire. Now, throughout the day, throughout the morning, we saw huge fireballs, huge flames licking the top of those trees. And, you know, as the morning has gone on, those flames decreasing, and of course it's getting lighter, so not able to see them as well. But you can still see, and you can certainly smell the smoke, you guys, from this fire. Imagine the biggest campfire you've ever smelled, and then add a little sort of sour twist to it. That's what people in the area are smelling. Now, I was speaking with bystanders all morning long, and I was told that one man saw the explosion and the fire from Westerville, another from Grove City. I also spoke with a young man who was about 250 feet away from that fire when there was an explosion. I want you to go ahead and listen to what he has to say.
I didn't actually see the fireball. What I saw was the light cast off of the fireproof warehouse that's next door, and it was daylight for about 2 seconds.
Pretty much 250, 300 feet away from the flames, and just sitting there recording and taking pictures, and then all of a sudden the flames started growing, and a big, huge fireball with a mushroom cloud. A big explosion shook the ground, and I mean, I felt the heat. It was tremendously hot.
And our camera, you guys, about 100 yards away from that fire when the explosion went off, and as that fire was building very early this morning between 2 and around 2 o'clock when that train derailed. So those should be that should be the video that you're seeing at this point. Where I am right now here at Grant and 5th Avenue, this is you know, I see a few homes maybe a couple blocks away west of where I am, so further away from the train. But this is an area where people will be coming to work, and if they live between 5th Avenue and the fire, they won't be going to work. I actually can look down 5th Avenue and see squad cars parked at the end of roadways, kind of blocking people's path to work or down that street or whatnot. So life disrupted a little bit as that smoke continues to billow. I'm going to go ahead and send it back to you guys. But for now, we're live at 5th Avenue in Grant. I'm Dana J, ABC6 News.
Now, Dana, before you go, you know, you have been out there since, what, 3:30 this morning. So how are you feeling? I know you're pretty close to all this. How are you? Because, you know, you're just a person just like everybody else. You've been breathing this in. So what does it feel like to be out there?
You know, like I said, imagine like the sourest, largest bonfire you've ever been around. My throat hurts, Carolyn, and my mouth is dry. My eyes are okay, but a couple of the people who were standing around talking to me said that their eyes were starting to feel itchy and whatnot. So yeah, you can definitely tell that you're in the area of smoke, and the air is not great. And every now and then the wind will shift, and so you get a little bit of relief, but then it comes back and it gets fairly uncomfortable.
All right. So take care of yourself, Dana.
Thanks.
All right. Well, as Dana J mentioned there, yeah, needs to get back in the truck. That recirculated air conditioning might be a good idea.
Important.
Stay with us. Again, we're staying on top of this breaking news. This train derailment, explosion, fire still burning. Please don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We have more information for you after this. Well, it's 6:45 on your Wednesday morning as we continue to follow this breaking news. A train derailment and fire happening near Fields Avenue in the north area of Columbus. And we've been following this from all angles for you this morning.
Since 3:30 this morning, we've been on air following all of this. And you know, new information is coming in all the time. You should see our anchor desk. It's completely covered just with new information. We're trying to get you the latest. Ashley Yore is one of the people who has been on the scene and around this area since the beginning. Ashley, what can you bring us now? Anything new?
Well, Carolyn, right now I'm standing on the roof of our live truck to get a better angle here. I just spoke with a safety director over at Rumpke, and from my vantage point up here, you can actually still see those flames right near the top of the Rumpke facility there. So when you take a look at that, you know, scary situation for them. They actually had to evacuate 11 employees that work the overnight shift there, and the safety director told me that they actually told him they could feel the heat. They saw the explosion, didn't really know what to do at that point. They were evacuated first to an on-site area, and then as soon as the 1 mile radius here, that evacuation site had to go up, so they moved on, and now they should be home at this point. But only minor adjustments to their schedule for the day. But the interesting thing that he was telling me, this is something that they thought about before. He said he started with the company about 2.5 years ago, and as soon as he saw the location next to those railroad tracks, he said you had to have a plan in place just in case something like that happened. Now, right next door is the COTA bus station here, so we've been seeing some buses coming out. I know that they're running on a different schedule today as well to adjust. I spoke to workers this morning who couldn't get in. They had their 4 a.m. shift and they could not get there. You can see one coming out of the hangar there right now, hopefully to pick up some of the folks who really need it. I was talking to drivers who are picking up handicapped and folks that really need that ride in the morning. But as you can take a look down here a little closer, you can see 5th and Fields Avenue blocked off. Police here not letting anyone through downfields, and again, that's the eastern point of the evacuation area right now. But the good news out here, traffic is moving smoothly. Wasn't the case all morning. Guys?
All right, Ashley, you're reporting live for us. I want to go out to Steve Levine. He is live at the Road Center this morning where the Red Cross has set up shop there. Steve, we just saw your picture that you posted to Facebook, too, of folks gathering there. And we understand Battalion Chief Fowler may be speaking soon as well.
Yeah, we're awaiting his arrival here in the next few minutes. We understand that he'll be coming here to the Road Center to brief us. Hopefully have more information. As I said, they did send up a chopper early this morning before the sun came up, and they were looking inside. They hope to find out more information as to what's on fire, how many cars are on fire, and how many have derailed. And right now, we have about 25, 50 people or so who are sleeping in their homes. They heard a knock on the door. It was fire officials and firefighters saying, you got to get out now. And a lot of them were brought here to the Road Center where they are with the Red Cross, and they're just waiting it out to learn exactly when they will be allowed to go back into their homes. We spoke with some of the fire officials. They're saying hopefully tonight. It is a possibility that they may not be allowed to go back into their homes until tomorrow. But as I said, we are waiting for Chief Fowler to come here to the Road Center on the fairgrounds here. Hopefully he'll have us provide us with more information and more updated details as to how the rest of the day will progress. Pete, Carolyn?
All right, Steve, thanks so much.
We do want to mention Steve did speak with Battalion Chief Fowler not too long ago, and he did say that the fire is contained. Now, here's what you need to know. This is kind of news talk. Contained does not mean out. Contained basically means it is, they don't think it will spread.
Right.
So at this point, 2 cars, at this point, this is what we know, 2 cars still on fire. They're not exactly sure what is burning. We were told alcohol and styrene, which is a plastic chemical or chemical to make plastic, maybe some ammonia, wheat, things like this. This is the type of cargo this train was carrying. He did say that the health concerns, they're not serious health concerns, but of course that 1 mile radius has been those people have been evacuated, so there is a concern there.
Now, as far as the emergency management response to all of this, obviously when you talk about a 1 mile radius around this being evacuated, Franklin County EMA certainly involved in this. We're joined now by Mike Panel, Did I say your last name correctly, Mike?
Pinnell,
Mike Pinnell?
Mike Pinnell.
Thank you, Mike, for calling in this morning. What has your response been with EMA so far this morning, and what can you tell us?
Well, we established the Emergency Operations Center here on Strawberry Farms, and we've got a couple partners in here, primarily Red Cross, helping them coordinate and making sure that they have everything they need to get the people out of the evacuation zone to the Red Cross shelter on the road center. And the other thing we're doing is just making sure we got a good common operational picture, so we're seeing in here in the operations center what the incident commander is seeing out there on the ground. So I was just listening to your broadcast, so everything that you're saying is absolutely true. They're going to let it burn for 2 to 6 hours. They would not let it burn like that if it was toxic. And we're just in support of the incident commander, the fire chief on the scene.
Now, we were hearing from a reporter on the scene, Ashley Orr, and she said many of the agencies have taken this into consideration because that's what they need to do. Now, the EMA is all about emergency preparedness. Is this something that you guys have been prepared just in case?
I would say the last 3 or 4 big exercises that we've done where we have all our partners have some sort of hazmat derailment piece to it. Whether it's tied to another nexus, but always we're doing this. And if we're not doing it here at EMA, I can assure you the various fire departments and jurisdictions, they constantly practice this. So with the Columbus Hazmat team on there and all the people with the MOUs, and then you'll get Norfolk Southern's bring in their derailment folks. You get the best experts around to handle this.
Now, as director of Franklin County Emergency Management, any advice for people this morning as they are waking up to this breaking news of a train derailment and subsequent explosion?
Yeah, if you get someone knocks on your door, ask you to go someplace, do it. Stay out of the evacuation zone, and don't drive near it just to see what's going on.
All right, and Mike, obviously too with EMA, you guys prepare for this. You do drills, you do practice all the time for this. Has everything been going according to plan for you this morning?
Oh, I think they've handled it like they always do. We've got a real pro hazmat group here in Columbus, Ohio, and I'm one of the best in the state. So these guys were right on as soon as it exploded. They're the experts. They diagnosed the problem right away, and the answer is just to let the alcohol burn. So that's what they're doing, keeping it contained, keeping people out of it, and then after the fire's out, to go in and figure out how it happened, and then it'll be cleaned up.
All right, Mike Pinnell, director with Franklin County EMA, thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us this morning.
Okay, take care. Bye.
All right, we know that they're certainly busy, and as he mentioned, he seems to think it's the EMA's assessment that if this fire is being allowed to burn itself out for 2 to 6 hours,
right,
that it's their sort of assessment that it may not be toxic.
Which is certainly good news. Now we want to go to Lynn Cook with the Red Cross. She's on the phone with us. The shelter has been set up at Road Center, and more people have started to arrive. And not only, Lynn, you're giving you know, the basics, snacks, water, things like that, but emotional support as well.
That's right. You know, our volunteers are very caring people and open and want to help these folks feel as comfortable as they possibly can. And we've also brought in some cell phones. We recognize that these residents probably left their house quickly and didn't necessarily think to bring everything that they might need to get through the day. And so we're providing some cell phones so people can call other family members and friends or work employers to let them know that they're okay, but they're in the shelter and they'll be there for a while.
Now, Lynn, when we first spoke with you about, I don't know, 25 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, there were a handful of people, maybe 20 people there. At this point, has that number grown?
It's slowly going up a little bit. Hopefully a lot of folks have found other places to go that, you know, friends, family members, that might be a little bit more comfortable for them. But the shelter here at Rhodes will remain open for anyone who needs to come over and just take a break.
Have you gotten any estimate as to when the people who you are helping out will be able to go back into their homes, Lynn?
No, we've not heard anything, so we're just prepared to stay here throughout the day, and we'll be a resource for these residents as they need us.
All right, Lynn Cook with the Red Cross, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And obviously, again, if you are impacted by this, you can, if you are in this evacuation zone, you can go to the Road Center, to that Red Cross facility that they have set up there. So again, just to recap, if you're just joining us, it's 5 minutes before 7 o'clock. Just such a busy morning. Just after 2 o'clock this morning is when a train carrying 98 cars en route from Chicago to Linwood, North Carolina. There was a derailment. Around 11 cars were derailed. At least one of them exploded, if not two. We understand that those cars are still burning. You see still a very active scene right now. It doesn't sound like there is an immediate hazardous materials threat. However, there is still that 1 mile evacuation zone. As you're looking at live video on the left-hand side of your screen, right-hand side of your screen, video from overnight of this intense fire that has been burning for almost 5 hours now.
Yeah, since 2 in the morning, this is when this all started. If we could show the map of that evacuation area, and this is far-reaching. So here's the area we're going to show you in this map. These are the people who need to get out of the area. You can see it right there, that big bubble. So it is far-reaching, but you know, all of you have been chiming in. You've been going onto our Facebook page, letting us know what you have seen, and people in Grove City, people as far as Lancaster, saying that they looked up and they saw the sky just lit up.
Almost looked like the sunset or sunrise. They were saying that, one guy even saying closer, within a half a mile, saying it looked like it was daylight for a moment.
And Steve Levine was at the Road Center speaking with people who did go there to be evacuated because they were in that area. And the woman he spoke with said, she said it was like out of a movie.
Now, we talked about the Road Center. The Red Cross has that evacuation center set up there. Battalion Chief Michael Fowler is en route. We are waiting to get an update from him right around 7 o'clock. So again, make sure you stay with ABC6 on your side for the very latest. Again, we're going to carry that press conference with Battalion Chief Michael Fowler with the Columbus Fire Department. Hopefully when we come back. Stay with us on ABC6.